Welcome to the Power Zone Sports Podcast, presented by PZNSports.com. It's over! The streak is over, and the National League have won the All-Star Game for the first time since 2012 as a 3-2 victory over their counterparts in the American League. Incredibly, somehow, someway, winds up holding up, and the National League is back on top, and it was a great win for the National League. And if you had told me before the start of today's game that the National League was going to score 3 runs, I probably would have told you in response to that, well, that means the American League is going to destroy them. Because there's no way with this lineup that the National League's 3 runs are going to hold up. But the pitching on the National League side was excellent. And to hold a lineup of that capability to just a single run is well done. It's incredible, especially considering that the National League had to come back to win the game. They were down 1-0, and then they came back to win it. One of the great All-Star games of all time, I think we saw on Tuesday night. And it was a great baseball game. It really was a love letter to the baseball fan to me. It reminded me why I love baseball so much. Pitching was dominant. Offense came when it needed to come. And the home run was prevalent. And it was a great game. In the 9th inning, Craig Kimbrell on the mound for the National League trying to shut the door, and he was wild, and he almost blew the door wide open. But he managed to get the last out, and the National League wins the All-Star Game, first time since 2012. Huge win for the National League. Huge win for the senior circuit. I've decided to take this time now to take a deeper look at the Dallas Cowboys schedule for this upcoming season. The regular season schedule kicks off the 10th of September. Cowboys at the Giants, MetLife Stadium, Sunday Night Football. Late game. Usually the Cowboys and Giants, wherever they get together, Sunday Night Football, usually fireworks usually do come out of that. So it's at the Giants, week 1. Week 2, Aaron Rodgers plays the Cowboys. See if he still has his Dallas Cowboy destruction magic when the Jets play the Cowboys at Jerry World the following week. And that's a 3:25 afternoon game. And that's the Cowboys' first home game. Cowboys should, and I say should, win both of those. Week 3, Cowboys at Arizona, a depleted Arizona Cardinals team. No DeAndre Hopkins anymore. That should be another victory for the Dallas Cowboys. So 3-0. That's another 3:25 game. And then week 4, Cowboys are back home to take on Mac Jones and the New England Patriots in the 3:25 game. That's going to be a tough one. But I still think the Cowboys should win that game. So I have Cowboys winning that so far. Week 5, this is going to be a good game. At the 49ers, a playoff rematch of the last 2 years in a row. And that's going to be a game that's probably going to be worth the hype. And the Cowboys are on the road, Sunday Night Football, and then 16th of October at the Chargers. I'm predicting the Cowboys to beat the 49ers. It's going to be a tough, close game, but they should have won last 2 years in a row. And then at the Chargers, that's going to be another good game. The Cowboys won the last time they played the Chargers, and so they should win again as well. So I've got the Cowboys winning every game before they hit the bye week. And then just before Halloween, 29th of October, the Cowboys are at home to take on the Rams. at Jerry World. It's a noon game. And a depleted Rams team, that should be another W. And then at the Eagles, oh boy, Cowboys-Eagles divisional rivalry. Usually that Cowboys-Eagles usually ends in a split. Usually the Eagles beat the Cowboys in Philly, and the Cowboys get them at Jerry World. So trend typically has to go there. And then the Giants for the second time after that, the 12th of November. That's a home game for the Cowboys. And the Cowboys should win both. At the Panthers, 19th of November. Road games are always a challenge, but Cowboys should win that. Another divisional showdown at Washington, the Commanders, and that's another late afternoon game. And Commanders, Cowboys should win that game. And November 30th, Seattle. That's a Thursday night showdown. Cowboys should win that one too. December 10th, home game, Eagles, Sunday Night Football. And Cowboys should win that one too. At Buffalo. That's going to be a tough battle for the Cowboys. Especially if the weather if it's snowing in Buffalo, then you got to give the advantage to Buffalo. They're a good team, and they know how to play within the elements. At Miami, that Cowboys-Dolphins, Christmas Eve, and Miami is a good up-and-coming AFC squad. And that's going to be a tough game, but I think Miami probably comes out on top and wins that one too. And then Detroit Lions, Cowboys' last home game of the year, December 30th. The Detroit Lions come to town. Should be a W for the Cowboys. And the final home game at Washington, at the Commanders, and Cowboys should win that game as well. So I only have the Cowboys losing 2, 3 games for this upcoming season. Cowboys should have a good regular season, and they should be in the hunt for the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Cowboys have a lot of question marks. Can Tony Pollard handle the load of being running back 1? And will the wide receiver core get another year to progress and improve? T.Y. Hilton, these Cowboy teams, their wide receiver squad is it was a question mark the last couple of seasons ever since Amari Cooper was let go. And so it'll be interesting to see this wide receiver core if they can take a big step forward in their progression, because if they can do that and help Dak Prescott out, then the Cowboys will be a dangerous squad. And they were the number 1 offense last year, and so, but the number 1 offense has got to get it done when it counts. They've got to win in January, and for the past 2 years, the Cowboys against the 49ers have failed to get it done in January. So it'll be interesting to see how the regular season turns out, see if the Cowboys can right the ship and get a W to close out the regular season. But this Cowboys team, on paper, they look very good. And so I fully expect this team to win. Oh, they should win probably 13 games. I'll give them that. And the Cowboys' record in their Super Bowl years, they won 13 games. So we'll see how that plans out. The Cowboys, the question with the Cowboys has never been, do they have the talent to win? Because they've got that in spades. It's always been, how are they going to fall apart in January? And they've fallen apart in some spectacular ways the last, ever since 2006 against Seattle. Cowboys have fallen apart in some spectacular ways. So that's the big question that needs to be answered by Mike McCarthy. And Could be a big make or break year for Mike McCarthy. I don't know. I think Jason Garrett, personally, when he was head coach of the Cowboys for 10 years, I think he had too long of a leash. And the Cowboys pretty much wasted the prime years of Tony Romo. And Tony Romo, DeMarco Murray, and Dez Bryant, the modern-day triplets of the Dallas Cowboys, and you're telling me you can't win a Super Bowl with those guys? Can't win a first-round matchup with those guys? Can't get out of the divisional round with those guys? Shows that football now is a team sport now more than ever. And I will say that thankfully the Cowboys don't have a team truly dangerous on the roster this year like Kansas City. Philadelphia did make it to the Super Bowl last year, but I'm projecting Philadelphia to take a step back or two. So this division is definitely for the taking. The Cowboys should definitely win this division, but it never is a matter of how are they going to do in the regular season. And it's how are they going to do when the lights are on, when the pressure's on, when the postseason begins. Anyway, that's it. That's the end. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Please visit my website, pznsports.com. Please like and subscribe and follow the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, across all social media. Until next time, take care.